From stone giants rising through endless mist to rock formations that look like creatures frozen in time. Our planet is not just a place, it's a masterpiece sculpted over millions of years, but some landscapes are so surreal, they almost don't feel real. Get ready, because today you're about to discover 13 geological wonders so extraordinary. They challenge everything we think we know about Earth. Let the journey begin. Rising through the mist of China's Hunan province, more than 3,000 towering sandstone pillars pierce the sky like ancient stone guardians. They began forming over 380 million years ago when marine sediments were pushed upward and slowly carved apart by erosion. Rain, wind, and time separated the rock into narrow vertical columns that seem almost impossible. When fog drifts between them and sunlight paints their edges gold, the pillars appear to float between earth and sky. It's no coincidence this surreal landscape inspired the floating mountains of Avatar. Walking here feels like stepping into a world suspended between reality and imagination. In the heart of Norway, a dramatic rock ledge stretches horizontally over a deep glacial lake far below. Known as Trolltunga, or the Troll's Tongue, it was shaped around 10,000 years ago as massive glaciers retreated after the last ice age. The immense weight of the ice fractured the mountain, leaving this narrow overhang suspended in open air. Each careful step toward the edge heightens the feeling of exposure and awe. With nothing beneath but wind and empty space, standing here feels like balancing at the very edge of the world, where gravity, silence, and human courage collide in perfect tension and stillness. Hidden in the remote northwest of Australia lies a maze of orange and black striped domes. The Bungle Bungle Range formed more than 350 million years ago from sandstone and ancient microorganisms. Seasonal rains carved their rounded shapes layer by layer. The stripes reveal millions of years of environmental change. For centuries, only the local indigenous communities knew of this sacred place. Seen from above, it looks like an ancient code written across the desert. Deep in Egypt's western desert lies a landscape that feels almost extraterrestrial. Over millions of years, relentless winds sculpted chalk and limestone into surreal formations that seem more imagined than real. Some resemble silent animals frozen in motion, while others rise like ghostly towers against the horizon. By day, the desert glows in warm golden tones beneath the burning sun. But at night, under one of the clearest star-filled skies on Earth, the terrain turns pale and luminous, almost otherworldly. In the stillness, surrounded by endless white shapes carved by time, it feels less like standing on Earth and more like walking across the surface of another world entirely. Along Iceland's rugged coastline, thousands of perfectly aligned hexagonal basalt columns rise with almost mathematical precision. They formed nearly 2 million years ago when molten lava cooled rapidly and fractured into symmetrical shapes. What appears engineered is entirely natural, a frozen moment of volcanic energy captured in stone. Each column locks into the next like a colossal geometric puzzle. Waves crash relentlessly against their dark surfaces, echoing through the air in deep rhythmic pulses. Beneath stormy skies or golden light, the formations feel both ancient and deliberate, a reminder that even chaos can give birth to perfect order carved by fire and time. On the border of Utah and Arizona, Monument Valley rises from the desert like a forgotten kingdom of stone. Towering red sandstone monoliths stand isolated across the vast open landscape, shaped by more than 250 million years of wind, rain, and erosion. Each formation feels monumental, almost deliberate, as if placed with intention across the horizon. As the sun moves, long shadows stretch and retreat, constantly transforming the terrain. The silence is immense, broken only by distant wind. For the Navajo Nation, this land is sacred, rich with memory and spirit. Here, scale overwhelms the senses, and time feels infinite beneath the open sky. In central Turkey, Cappadocia unfolds like a dream carved in stone. Tall fairy chimneys rise from sculpted valleys, formed nearly 60 million years ago when volcanic eruptions blanketed the region in thick layers of ash. Over time, wind and rain eroded the softer rock, leaving behind slender towers protected by harder stone caps. The landscape feels almost otherworldly at sunrise, when hot air balloons drift silently above the valleys. But what makes Cappadocia extraordinary is human adaptation. Entire homes, churches, and underground cities were carved directly into the rock. Here, geology and civilization merge into one seamless living landscape shaped by both nature and time. Hidden beneath the Arizona desert, Antelope Canyon feels less like a canyon and more like flowing sculpture frozen in stone. Over thousands of years, sudden flash floods carved smooth, twisting curves into the sandstone walls. The narrow passageways ripple like waves, shaped entirely by water and gravity. Sunlight filters through thin openings above, creating glowing beams that shift and disappear throughout the day. The walls seem to pulse with warm orange and crimson tones, alive with reflected light. Sacred to the Navajo Nation, this space feels intimate and powerful. Here, erosion didn't just shape rock, it created a masterpiece of motion captured in silence. Rising from the still waters of Mono Lake in California, the Tufa Towers resemble the ruins of a forgotten civilization. These limestone columns began forming around 760,000 years ago when mineral-rich freshwater springs reacted with the lake's alkaline water. Beneath the surface, a slow chemical process built hollow stone structures layer by layer. As water levels gradually dropped, the towers emerged into open air, marking different chapters of the lake's history. At sunrise, their reflections shimmer across the glassy water, doubling their presence. The scene feels quiet and surreal, as if time itself paused to preserve this delicate balance between water, stone, and sky. In the heart of Utah, Goblin Valley spreads across the desert like a gathering of silent stone figures. More than 170 million years ago, layers of sandstone were sculpted by wind and rain into strange, mushroom-shaped formations. Thousands of these rock goblins stand scattered across the valley floor, each uniquely shaped by erosion. As sunlight shifts, shadows stretch and collapse, transforming the landscape hour by hour. The scale feels disorienting, sometimes intimate, sometimes immense. There is no single focal point, only endless variations of form. In this strange terrain, imagination fills the silence, and nature's creativity feels both playful and ancient. Along New Zealand's eastern coastline, massive spherical stones rest quietly on the sand as waves roll in and out around them. Known as the Moeraki boulders, some measure more than 2 meters across and appear almost unnaturally perfect in shape. They formed around 60 million years ago on the ocean floor, as minerals slowly accumulated around a central core, layer upon layer, like enormous pearls hidden beneath the sea. Over time, coastal erosion revealed them, placing these stone spheres between land and water. In the soft light of sunrise, mist drifts across the shore, and the boulders feel suspended between science and legend, ancient and deliberate. Pamukkale, meaning Cotton Castle, cascades down a hillside in brilliant white terraces that seem almost too pure to be natural. For thousands of years, mineral-rich thermal waters have flowed across the slope, gradually depositing layers of calcium carbonate as they cooled. The result is a series of smooth basins and shallow turquoise pools built slowly by repetition and gravity. From a distance, the formations resemble frozen waterfalls or drifting clouds solidified in stone. Up close, the texture feels delicate yet enduring. This is not a monument created by force but by patience, a landscape shaped drop by drop over millennia. Off Iceland's northern coast stands Vitserkur, a solitary volcanic rock formation rising from the Atlantic Ocean. Shaped by centuries of relentless erosion, the dark basalt has taken on the silhouette of a creature bending toward the sea. From different angles, its form shifts with the light, tide, and weather, never appearing quite the same twice. Waves crash continuously at its base, slowly continuing the work of time. Against stormy skies, the formation feels dramatic and alive. Local legend says it was once a troll turned to stone by sunrise. Here, geology and myth blend seamlessly into a single, unforgettable presence. And yet, what you've just seen is nothing compared to what's coming next. Because there are places on Earth that don't just look incredible, they look completely fake. Landscapes so surreal, they seem digitally created, but they're 100% real. Let's keep going. Discover these 9 places look fake, but they're real.